Hey, what's going on, Who That Nation? It is yours truly, TJ Jones, the host of the State of the Saints podcast. Thank you all so much for checking out the State of the Saints podcast, where we talk New Orleans Saints. And I know the Who That Nation wanted to talk about this. I'm talking about wide receiver Odell Beckham Jr. As we know right now, I'm recording this show. Well, not recording, but it's a live stream right now. It's 2:14 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And as of right now, Odell Beckham Jr. does not have a home. He does not have an NFL home. As we all know, he became an unrestricted free agent on yesterday after he cleared waivers. And now, according to sources, there are a few teams that are on his radar: the Green Bay Packers, the Kansas City Chiefs, and our beloved New Orleans Saints. And so many members of the Who That Nation have chimed in about this subject. Where's Odell going to go? They gave their pitch about, why they feel like Odell Beckham Jr. needs to come to New Orleans. I definitely would love to see Odell Beckham Jr. as a member of the New Orleans Saints. And from what I heard, Sean Payton is one of the individuals that is trying to persuade him to become a member of the Saints. And so the question on everybody's mind is he going to come to New Orleans? First off, once again, I would love to see Odell Beckham Jr. come to New Orleans. I would. I would love to see him, in a Saints uniform. But there's nothing, I'm just being honest, there's nothing about the Saints' track record that gives me any level of optimism that they can bring in Odell Beckham Jr. I mean, if you look at the Saints' track record over the past few years, where we tried to get guys to come in free agency and they don't come. For example, Ndamukong Suh. I think Ndamukong Suh, he was traveling around the country. We know we need an interior, lineman at that particular time. He came to New Orleans and he left and didn't come back. Okay, he left and he went to the Rams, right? And then he left the Rams and went to the Buccaneers, where we play him twice a year. That was number one. Then a couple of years ago, which ended up working in the Saints' favor, with Jadeveon Clowney. They tried to pitch something to him. They tried to make some things work, move and shake with the numbers, and it didn't pan out. Now, it worked out in the Saints' favor because Trey Hendrickson played like a beast and got himself paid in Cincinnati. But from what I see and what, guys that come into the organization that the Saints try to negotiate with, it doesn't always end well. But there's one thing that I like about the New Orleans Saints is the fact that the New Orleans Saints don't try to lay down for nobody. That's one thing that I got a lot of respect for Sean Payton and the Saints organization. They feel like, okay, we want you here, but we don't need you here. It's just as simple as that. I'll give you another example. The entire offseason, we were talking about cornerbacks, right? We were talking about, the Saints need a cornerback. We need to bring a cornerback in. We start bringing in all these different names. They start bringing in Drake Kirkpatrick. They brought in, another guy in. I think he came from the, I want to say Kari, TJ Kari. They brought him in. They brought all these different guys in. But, they felt like it wasn't a good fit. And they did not show any type of desperation. So instead, they went to the third round and got Paulson Adebo. And rather you have a problem with Paulson Adebo or not, you have to say that he played pretty formidable for a young guy. So I like the fact that the New Orleans Saints have that type of mind frame. We want you here, but we don't need you. And if you look at Odell Beckham Jr.'s options, if you look at his options, right, you got the Kansas City Chiefs and you got the Green Bay Packers. Both of these teams don't need him. It's just as simple as that. They don't need him. I mean, the Green Bay Packers have Alan Lazard, Devontae Adams, rather. They got all these different guys, that Aaron Rodgers can throw the ball to, and not to mention Aaron Jones catching the ball out of the backfield. They don't need him, right? I want to say Green Bay only, lost one game this season, right? So the way I look at it, they don't need him. And we know the Kansas City Chiefs don't need him, right? You know what I'm saying? You got Hartman, you got Kelsey, you got Tyreek Hill, You got an embarrassment of riches out there with the Kansas City Chiefs. And this is no way trying to try to persuade anybody. I'm just being honest. If Odell Beckham Jr. wants to go out here and solidify himself as an elite receiver, he will come to the New Orleans Saints because you automatically become that number one receiver. You're not just a guy. You automatically become the guy. And it gives you an opportunity. And let's just be honest about this too. Odell Beckham Jr. has been making it off his name for the last 3 seasons. Yes, I said it. Yes, I said it. He's been making it off his name the last 3 seasons. He hasn't really done much except get hurt, except, be, making it off that one-hand snag that he caught on Sunday Night Football. So right now, you have a guy who was drafted by a team in New York. You automatically, become the toast of the town after that one-hand snag, and you start living off of that. You know what I'm saying? Your relationships with Drake and doing videos. But you have to be honest with yourself. Even if you're a big Odell Beckham Jr. supporter, dude hasn't done nothing in quite some time. But if you come to the New Orleans Saints, I think that Sean Payton will remind everybody how good you really are, right? And I don't think any of those other teams will be able to put Odell Beckham Jr. in the position to succeed and win these matchups constantly every single week like Sean Payton would. But I mean, it's up to him. It's up to him. Like it's really up to Odell Beckham Jr. and what he wants to do. I feel like the Saints will be okay regardless. You know what I'm saying? Like they've went 10 weeks without really having a number one receiver, and they only lost 3 games. So we can talk about Trevor Siemian, and we can talk about some of the other issues that the Saints face. But as of right now, they only have 3 losses, and the 2 of the teams that that had interest, well, 3 if you count the Seattle Seahawks, the Saints have beaten. The Patriots, they beat them. Green Bay, they beat them. Seattle, they beat them. So the way I look at it, I mean, what problem is? What's the problem? You know what I'm saying? You know that you're going to a team that's really good, that's really well coached, and have one of the best offensive minds in all of the game in Sean Payton. So you can go to other teams and be a guy, or you can come to New Orleans and be the guy. I mean, it seems like a pretty simple reason to me. And people, they'll talk about, Trevor Siemian and all that kind of stuff there. But if you watched that game last week versus the Atlanta Falcons, you know for a fact that it was not Trevor Siemian's fault that they lost that game. And the dude didn't play that bad. I don't think he played bad at all. Now we can talk about that fumble, but that's not a deal breaker for me. I don't know what the problem is. I really don't. But let's go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and read some of your comments. Thank you all for tuning in. Got 201 people viewing this right now, and I appreciate all 200 of you. And also, before I get started, man, thank you to everybody that donated to the Conaway family. I'll make sure I read those names off on the next show and acknowledge those individuals that donated. But I gave the money today to Mr. Charles Conaway, who is the husband of Allison and 6-month, and he's the father of the 6-month-old Alex. Allison and Alex tragically died last Monday in a car accident. They were hit by a drunk driver. His 2 younger daughters are still in critical condition in the hospital in Jackson, Mississippi. So I want to say thank you to everybody who donated. He was extremely appreciative. He wanted everyone to know that he appreciates their donation. And also, man, we're going to be doing something here on the State of the Saints podcast. I'm going to be giving away 2 gift cards this Thanksgiving. I'm going to be giving them out next week. So what I'm asking people to do, if you know someone is going through a hard time, a tough time, I mean, we all been there, right? COVID, people are losing their jobs, people being sick, people being out of work. If you know somebody, go ahead and throw their name in there, because we want to bless someone this holiday season. And I'm going to try to do the same thing, for the Christmas holiday. Definitely want to do some Toy for Tots type of deal that's going to be going on this holiday season. But it's all about giving, man, helping one another. helping those that need help and assistance and blessing others. Okay, so if you know somebody, hit me up in the inbox, email me, let me know the names, and we're going to be giving away 2 gift cards so people can go to the store and get themselves, hooked up for this holiday season for Thanksgiving. All right, so just want to let that be known right now. Thank you to everybody that donated, and make sure that you send me those names. We're gonna start with Lily. Lily says, and catch one hand. And catch one hand. That's it. I really hope Odell really comes to NOLA. I think a lot of people feel that way, Mario. They hope that he comes, but at the same time, I mean, look, I understand that the Saints don't have a wide receiver room right now. It seems like it's slim pickings, but I do agree, man. You don't want to look too desperate out here in these streets. You know what I'm saying? Like you just out here just down bad. Like we not the Lions, you know what I'm saying? Like we not like just straight struggle. The Saints are winning. Ray says facts. Shout out to everyone in the chat, says Jerry. Who That for Life says facts, Jerry. Let's see. Anderson says right, TJ. The way, what's up, bro? Yeah, what's going on, man? The offer was a formality. Well, look, I just want whatever they decide to do, as long as it don't overexert themselves. Hoodie Jupe, thank you very much for the $4.99. I see you donated. Let me go ahead and I want to go ahead and put that on the screen. Let's see, I'm trying to scroll down here, having a really hard time on this computer today. Let's see. Hoodie Jupe, thank you very much for the $4.99. Says, I think we are down to the Saints and Chiefs on getting Odell. Packers offer him a veteran minimum because they haven't extended Adams yet. I feel we get him. Yeah, that's just out of respect, man. You don't go out here and just throw the back up the Brinks truck for one person, and the person that's really out there putting in that work and been doing it for years. You don't disrespect them like that, So I do understand where they're coming from. So Ray is laughing. Can we donate towards the gift cards? Let's hold off and let's do that for the holiday season. You know what I'm saying? We can do something, because I want to do something like some how these different businesses, they got these toy for tots, they got the box where you can actually donate different things. I want to do something like that. So don't want to donate so people can have some things this holiday season. The gift cards, I feel like the gift cards, I know that I can get them and I can have them out by Thanksgiving. You know what I'm saying? So I already have that kind of in the works already. So want to get something organized for the Christmas holiday, and probably there, if you want to donate, then so I have a plan in place for the month of December. But I'm going to go ahead and give those gift cards out, and then in December we'll just try to work that in. But I appreciate that. That's a kind gesture. Breaking news: NFL Odell Beckham Jr. to sign with the New Orleans Saints. Just practicing. They acting like T-Man can't get him the ball. Right. They act like this dude just god awful. Very kind of you. OBJ is a who that with roots in our culture. Is a no-brainer comeback where you belong, OBJ. Well, that don't always equate to success. I mean, you talk about people it don't always work out. Like with Delvin, bro, it was no fault of his. It just didn't work out. You know what I'm saying? Between him and the Saints organization, the issues that they had with the doctors, and also Keenan Lewis and Dennis Allen. You know what I'm saying? They didn't work out. And those are two homeboys right there. You know what I'm saying? What Delvin Bro went to 35 and Keenan Lewis went to Old Perry Walker. So I mean, it don't always work out, man. It don't always work out when you go home. But I feel like it's kind of a different story, because Odell Beckham Jr. is so well established. You know what I'm saying? He's such an established guy. So everybody recognize him. They know who he is. They know what he can do on the field. But I need to see it, you know what I'm saying? Because it's been a while since I actually seen this dude snap and go off in the game. I'm just being real. I see some pregame antics, you know what I'm saying, when you catching the ball one hand and pirouetting all in the air. That's cool. But I mean, you gotta have some business, man. This dude making it off that one hand snag right now. I mean, even if you're the biggest supporter, you have to admit to that. Like, he's making it off that one hand snag. He hasn't done anything in years except get hurt. TJ, if we can't get OBJ, what's the next best option? Josh Reynolds. Josh Reynolds, who was recently released from the Tennessee Titans. Josh Reynolds had an opportunity to leave the Rams, where he was kind of like in the middle, but he made some plays, got himself paid out there in Tennessee, but it just didn't work out. So if it don't work out with OBJ, I'd definitely be looking at somebody like Josh Reynolds. Josh Reynolds is a solid number 2 guy, a guy who is a true number 2. Because, I mean, Robert Woods and you had Cooper Kupp out there, you know what I'm saying, 1 and 1A, if you ask me. Cooper Kupp kind of, took a step forward this season, which I feel like people aren't giving Cooper Kupp, you know what I'm saying, his recognition and his attention, which he deserves, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, Josh Reynolds is another guy that I feel like should be on the Saints' radar if the OBJ situation don't work out. I like Josh Reynolds. I like him a lot. Jeremiah says, I don't understand why these receivers are looking terrible at the Dome when the Saints fans in the past 3 days ago. It's time to get together as a rhythm for Sean Payton. If you don't, our players are going to screw this up. Yeah, to be honest. Well, look, the Saints got some talented guys at the wide receiver position. They just are not number ones. They're just not number ones. It's just as simple as that. They're guys. They're just a bunch of guys. Like, it's no disrespect to them. They're not very good. You know what I'm saying? But they're not very good in a realm of top receivers. Like I say this all the time. You need star basketball players and you need role players, right? You need that guy that can hit that 3. You know what I'm saying? When everybody is looking at you. I mean, we seen it, man. For some of my 80s babies, my 70s babies, y'all know about the NBA Finals. You know what I'm saying? Michael Jordan getting, double team. He throw the ball back to Paxson for the 3, swish. You know what I'm saying? Like Steve Kerr, you know what I'm saying? Tony Kukoc. Y'all know what I'm talking about, man. You need those role players sometimes to step up. But what happened? You know what I'm saying? What happened when Jordan and Pippen left? Right? They tried to make Tony Kukoc the star in the face of the Chicago Bulls, and it just didn't pan out. You know what I'm saying? Like, Tony Kukoc, he cool. You know what I'm saying? He all right. You know what I'm saying? But he ain't about to just take the world by storm or nothing like that, man. He ain't about to, you know what I'm saying, lead you nowhere. You know what I'm saying? You might win some games with him, but he ain't no star. Like you need guys that are role players, right? But you can't put those guys in that position and expect for them to knock it out of the park. Now, sometimes it can happen. Sometimes it won't, right? Sometimes it can happen, but sometimes it won't. And in this case, it's just not happening because they ain't built like that. They are not built as alpha dogs. They're not. None of them are. I get happy to be here, happy to be playing in NFL. You know what I'm saying? I'm a starter. That's good enough for me. I'm getting paid. That's cool. All that stuff matters, but it's a difference between I'm getting paid, I'm happy, and I want people to remember who the heck I am. There is a difference. And I just get like, these guys just happy to be here. Like, I shouldn't even be in this position, and I don't get that dog mentality, man. I don't get that. Not for these guys. Hopefully OBJ considers we wanted him before everybody. Yeah. I think it will help both sides if he wants to really get his career back on track to be number 1. I agree. He will make the offense run much better. I mean, yeah, because you're going to have to account for his abilities. Josh Reynolds is no Odell. It's not about being Odell. It's about being fundamentally sound. And he is fundamentally sound. And he has some dog in him. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that's the reason why. Like, he doesn't have the name, And if you want to be honest with you, if we talking about who's been doing more over the last couple of years, it's been Josh Reynolds. I'm just being serious, man. Like, we got to be careful with this situation right here. Like, we know what Odell can do in the right situation. We understand that. But at the same time, I'm not just going, man, like, come on, man, you gotta prove it. Like, I wouldn't be mad. Like, if Odell Beckham Jr. decides to sign with somebody else and the Saints get Josh Reynolds, I'd be excited about that. I'd be happy about that. I'd be content with that. Josh Reynolds doesn't have that name. You know what I'm saying? That name like Odell, like people know who Odell Beckham is, and that's cool. But Josh Reynolds ain't no slouch. And I think that he can make some plays, for the Saints. Might take him a little while because, the system and everything like that. But I think he's pretty good. As a Browns fan, I'm happy to say he's anyone but our problem now. Well, I mean, I don't think he really. First off, I don't really think he wanted to be there because he went there via trade, if I'm not mistaken. He got traded to the Browns out of spite, because at that time, the Browns aren't the Browns that they are now. You know what I'm saying? They was struggling, snake-bitten franchise. And no disrespect to you, man. I'm happy that the Browns are doing some things now. I always like those underdog teams that come from the bottom to the top. But I just think that they traded him out of spite. And I just think that it just didn't pan out. He didn't fit there. He really did not want to be there. And if it wasn't for Jarvis Landry, I don't think he would have been as content being there as he was. I mean, he had like his brother, from another mother, and Jarvis Landry there to kind of keep him level-headed and keep him focused. And they've been friends since they were, at LSU. So the way I look at it, that was one of the main reasons. But it just didn't work out. I mean, I don't think it's no fault of any one of them. I just think that neither organization nor player was happy with the results. Let's see. Odell will help the other wide receivers as well. Defense put their best corner on Odell, freeing up, let's see, Traquan Smith, Marquez, Deontay, et cetera, to take advantage of the weaker coverage. Yeah. But, I mean, if you can't get off one-on-one coverage right now when people playing you man, come on, man. Like, I don't see any – I don't know. I can't see Odell Beckham helping you in that regard. Bucks signed tight end Darren Fells to the practice squad. Really? Man, I forgot Darren Fells was in the league. OBJ fits this Saints team. Yeah. Let me see. Buddy a diva. Yeah. I mean, but name a wide receiver that don't have really no diva in him. And I name you a guy that's not that good. Most of the receivers that you see have some diva in them, regardless if they channel it or not. All of them have some diva in them, even some of the best, even some of the most quiet, they have some diva in them. It's about channeling that, though, and not being a full distraction to the team. If OBJ sees the bigger picture, I feel like he will sign with the Saints. All the reps he takes year will matter a lot next season. When our team is back. Yeah, Bangs, thank you very much for the $4.99. Yeah, that's a good point, but who knows if he's going to, if it's just a one-year thing or it's going to be a multiple-year thing. We don't know. I mean, I just think that, it's up to him, I mean, if he want to go here and have this as his little rest stop or whatever like that, we can put his career back on track with people like, man, you remember me? Yeah, you remember me, when I was out here doing this, like it wasn't my fault. Things didn't pan out and here or over here, so it's up to him. Sub TJ, prayers for your late friend and her family. You've been a blessing to them. Is there still any opportunity to donate to them? Also, Saints defense are terrible at home. I've come to accept this. I'll try. I'll see. I'll get you his information if you want to donate. Like you can donate to him. I'll put it down, or you can just inbox me or email me, and I'll give you that information. But yeah, I mean it's tough, man. The funeral services for Allison and her son is going to be on Friday. I think it's the visitation, and it's going to be on Saturday. For those that are in Jackson and New Jerusalem Baptist Church, for those that may, know her, man, it is tough, man. That was a tough one. That was tough. Like, man, you think about her, you think about the two girls that she left behind, her husband, the 6-month-old, never really had a chance. My goodness, man. But we praying for that family. I'm praying for the Conaway family. I'm praying for them to, have healing and, mend those broken hearts because, my goodness, my prayers go out to him. Sean Payton, like the group of receivers he has, Curtis Johnson be like, what the F are you talking about, Sean? Speak for yourself. Well, look, You never, you know what I'm saying, you playing poker, man. You know what I'm saying? Like you want to make sure that people don't know what you got in your hand. So regardless to how you feel about the situation, you don't want to show it. I mean, come on, man. Like who actually does that in real life, right? Who actually, like, if you like somebody, right? Man, let's just say, for example, for all my guys out there, or even my ladies, right? Even if you find a guy attractive or find a lady attractive, whatever your preference may be. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't about to just walk up to them just pure desperation. Now, some of y'all do, but I'm pretty sure you're probably going to strike out. But you're not going to, like, completely, like, just walk up to them, like, all desperate and stuff like that, sweating, you know what I'm saying, acting like just the last number you ever going to get in your life. You play it cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can like that person, like, so much. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's almost bursting through your pores, but you compose yourself, right? You cool, you smooth with it. You know what I'm saying? You walk up to them. Hey, how you doing? You know, like, you put your hand out, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like you smooth with it, right? You ain't just about to just reach desperation. Like, girl, I seen you across the room. Really want your number. Please, can I have your number? Please, please. Like, you ain't gonna do that, right? Girl gonna think you're crazy. Guy gonna think you're crazy, right? So I don't know, man. I ain't got no problem with that. So even though, regardless to how you may feel about the wide receiver room, it's about, you know, it's about having leverage. If he goes out there and just says, man, this room is just absolutely terrible. It sucks. I ain't never seen nothing like this before in my life. In the 16 years I've been coaching this team, these boys can't catch nothing. What you think they're going to do? You know, like, and if you go sign somebody else, all the agents going to do is, well, you know, your wide receivers aren't that good, so they're going to use that as leverage. So you always got to be careful, man. You know, when you're negotiating, you can't just come out here and just say it, man. It messes with the morale of the team. And also it affects, like, your long-term decision making as well. He will light a fire under Mike Thomas. Yeah, you know, I think Michael Thomas, you know, it's just been a tough break for him, man. It's just been a tough break. You know, hopefully, you know, he'll be back on the field next season. Hopefully, they don't have no complications. But if we get OBJ, will we have to let Thomas go? Probably not. You know, it depends on the contract. But I don't think they should let him go. You know, I don't fall into that category. You know, I don't fall into that category of, you know, we need to go ahead and let that man go. I don't believe that. TJ, I just asked you a while ago, was OBJ creeping into the David Clowney territory in terms of being known for one spectacular play? Do you like his career? You feel like his career needs a resurrection? Well, yeah. I don't feel like he's in a Jadeveon Clowney category, because Jadeveon Clowney ain't never been nothing. You know, I mean, I'm just being serious. Like, Jadeveon Clowney has never been nothing. Like, he's out there with the Cleveland Browns right now. I forgot he was on the team. Like, this dude has never registered double-digit sacks playing on opposite side of J.J. Watt. And if it wasn't for that hit on Denard Robinson he had when he was at South Carolina, when Denard Robinson was playing quarterback for Michigan, I mean, he was making it off that play. It is always about these splash plays and what he can possibly do, you know what I'm saying, in the right situation. But what right of a situation can you have playing the opposite of arguably the best defensive end in the modern era? You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's not the same thing with Odell Beckham Jr. Odell Beckham Jr. has had success. He's led, you know what I'm saying, the league in statistical categories. He's had more catches before, you know, Michael Thomas broke that record. I mean, he was out there being the bright spot on a very sorry, pathetic Giants team. You know what I'm saying? When they had McAdoo as the head coach. And, you know, so he was out there doing some things. You know, I don't buy into that whole boat trip thing. You know, I just feel like he went to an organization and he knew he was the best thing in that organization. He let it get to his head, right? But he was always good. He was always good. So I wouldn't put him in the same category as Clowney. Clowney ain't never did nothing, in my opinion. OBJ either signs with the Patriots, Saints, or Packers. Packers is the best spot, though. Let's all be honest. Why would the Packers be the best spot? Because Aaron Rodgers is their quarterback? Just because Aaron Rodgers is your quarterback is not going to equate to a Super Bowl appearance. You got to keep in mind. You know what I'm saying? Like, Aaron Rodgers only had one Super Bowl to his name, just like how Drew Brees only had one Super Bowl to his name. You know what I'm saying? And just because they have those winning records, we seen the Green Bay Packers go 15-1 and get eliminated in the playoffs by the Giants. We seen them just last year have home field advantage throughout the playoffs, and they lost to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So just because you have Aaron Rodgers on your team, and no disrespect to him, and I like Aaron Rodgers, incredible talent, incredible quarterback. But just because you have him as your quarterback don't mean that it's going to equate to success. If we're looking at, Matt LaFleur, you know what I'm saying? Matt LaFleur is not an offensive genius like Sean Payton is. He's a good coach. I mean, he's 13-3, 13-3 respectively as a head coach, you know what I'm saying, in the first 2 seasons, which is incredible. And both seasons he went to the NFC Championship as a coach. But that still hasn't equated to a Super Bowl appearance. So just because you have a quarterback that's throwing you the ball or has the cachet of Aaron Rodgers doesn't always mean that, you're going to find that level of success. And also you got to, if he's talking about, going to a team that, that's winning and all that kind of stuff, the Saints are a winning team. They win just as much, if not more, than the Green Bay Packers. So I don't see a difference. I guess you can, like I said, you just look at the quarterback of Trevor Siemian and Aaron Rodgers. I mean, if you're doing that, then there's no debate. But if you're talking about a team, overall team, like I don't feel like the Green Bay Packers are no different than the New Orleans Saints. I think they're both really good football teams, capable of, in the right situation, really making some noise. So, I mean, I don't feel like it's just a no-brainer like people making it out to be. I feel like we should have traded Teron Armstead. I feel we can't re-sign him and Marcus Williams. Then we can get Odell and Mike T and Jameis back for the run. Well, I think the Saints going to allow Teron Armstead to test the free agent market. I don't see Marcus Williams leaving the New Orleans Saints. The fact that this guy, I got so much respect for Marcus Williams, dude playing with a franchise tag right now. If something was to happen to this dude, like he has like no security after that. So, I mean, he's making like $10 or $11 million this year, which is cool. But this shows you the type of person that he is and how much football actually means to him for him to be putting himself in that position and also to bet on himself. Hoodie Jude, thank you very much for the 199. Says Buck signs Darren Fell to the practice squad. Really? I think I already read that one. Let me see. If we're talking long term, get Josh Reynolds because when Michael Thomas comes back, he's going to want his number 1 spot. Well, he's going to have to earn it. Michael Thomas, I like him, but he hasn't played in nearly 2 seasons. So, we don't know the type of player, he's going to be when he get back. I mean, he typing all that stuff about, what he going to do when he get back and is, a setback for a major comeback and all them different rap lyrics, man. But, man, you got to prove it on the field. Like you got to go out there and prove it. And we had Dr. Morris on the show a couple months back when he was talking about the deltoid injury. I wish I had that. And I even asked him. I said, "What is will he be able to come back and be the same?" And if you go back and listen to that interview, he said, "I don't know." He said, "Because when you start talking about the deltoid, you're talking about those ligaments. So it affects a lot of things." So. Definitely won't get him back on the show, man. Definitely won't get him back on the show. That guy's my hero, man. If you follow this dude on social media, my goodness, man. But anyway, like I want to get him back on the show, and I encourage everybody to check out that interview. I mean, he goes into in-depth detail. He even has a, like a foot, with the different ligaments and stuff like that to demonstrate the type of injury that Michael Thomas sustained. It's available in the archives of the State of the Saints podcast. And I don't feel like it's, too far-fetched because, what he's going through, is pretty much still is affecting him today. Bangs, thank you very much for 499. Says, if OBJ sees the big picture, I feel like he will sign with the Saints. All the reps he'll take this year will matter a lot next season when the team is back. I think I read that one too. But thank you so much, Bangs, for donating again, donating to the State of the Saints podcast. I know I read that again. But yeah. I think I'm missing some more donations. Let me make sure I stroll up. Man, this mouse is giving me such a hard time. Sean Payton is a genius. He will get Odell the ball no matter what. Yeah, but you got to get here first. You got to get here first. If he gonna get the ball, if you gonna give him the ball, then he got to get here first. So if he ain't coming, then can't get the ball. Let's see. After what we saw on Sunday, OBJ is our last hope at wide receiver. Yeah, it was pretty bad. TJ Mike T has been hurt for almost 2 season chances. Or we restructured his contract to make room for an OBJ extension should he sign with us. Yeah, I think that's only right. But I'm pretty sure what Michael Thomas would say is, well, I end up going out there sacrificing for the team. So why should I sacrifice again? I mean, I don't even want to think about that. But Josh, thank you very much for the $5. Says Sean is trying to be a running team without fully committing to the running game. We won't have real success until that changes, regardless of OBJ. Well, I think that the Saints becoming a run team is a couple years too late. I feel like they should have tried to make that adjustment when Drew Brees was here. Maybe y'all probably would have went to the Super Bowl. Maybe at least, a couple of years. If you watch Undisputed, Skip blames everything on the damn boat trip. The reason why he hasn't worked in Cleveland is because of the boat trip. Alfred, thank you very much for $4.99. Yeah, people blow that way out of proportion. How can a boat trip affect the way you play on the field? I don't believe that, man. Look, I mean, you got guys like Kenny Stabler go out there on a drunken tangent all night long, whine women and song, and go out there and throw for 300 yards with the Raiders. You got Joe Namath, who used to stay up all night, going to his Studio 54 back in the day, in downtown Manhattan, and hanging out with ladies all night, then go out there and throw for 4 touchdowns. So, look, I don't think that any of those things matter. And I don't think anybody was partying harder than Kenny and Joe back in, in their heyday. So I don't think that stuff affects. I just think that the media just blows that out of proportion just for them to have something to talk about. I'm not buying what they selling on that one. Black Preacher Man Sports Fan says OBJ and Mike T would make a great tandem with Harris in the slot, and Winston arm talent makes it happen. Loomis, or make it happen, Loomis. Thank you very much for the $5. Yeah, I mean, they can make it happen, man. We seen the Saints, turn, chicken, what into chicken salad. So they have the capabilities of doing those things, but it's just a matter of what's good for the team and not setting themselves back. I have no problem with that. I'm serious, man. I'm not for just pure desperation. I'm just not. I'm not about to sacrifice my entire like 2 or 3 years just for just to try to have some success right now. You got to be smart about this situation. And the Saints have been. And I think that's one of the reasons why they continue to find success as a team. We're about to find out what type of guy Odell is with this decision. It's clear the Saints are the best fit. I don't want to say that, I feel there are pros and cons for every situation, right? I think that we feel this way. We have to be honest with ourselves. We feel this way mostly because we're a Saints fan. Because if this was the state of the Packers, we'll be talking about it's a no-brainer because of Aaron Rodgers. If this was the state of the Chiefs, we'll be talking about it's a no-brainer because Patrick Mahomes throwing you the football. This is the state of the Saints. So, of course, we're going to look at it with favoritive eyes, right? But there are pros and cons to every situation, right? I mentioned that, at the beginning of this podcast. It's a smart decision, to come to the Saints, to me, to establish yourself again, because, your stock is going down, from production perspective, not namesake. And maybe that can help you out. But there are other teams. Aaron Rodgers throwing you the ball can help you out. Patrick Mahomes can do it. Throwing you the ball can help you out. So I'm not just going to say it's a no-brainer. It's a smart decision, by coming here to establish yourself. But it's also would be a smart decision if you go somewhere else that you got a quarterback that's going to give you the ball. Harris, Camara, Odell will create matchup problems. Who will you double team? That's a good question. That would be an advantage for the Saints. I was just listening to this, and I thought you were D'Angelo Hall. Nah, negative. Saints, OBJ a game changer. We need him as much as he needs us. Plus, he's one of us desperately needed someone to catch the ball. Look, I don't think hometown means anything to that. Like, football is a business, and it's not always about, oh, you from here, like, oh, you know what I'm saying? It's your hometown, so you should automatically want to play for us. Nah, man, I don't think that it's like that at all. So the way I look at it, he got to do what's best for him. He got to do what's best for him. People just continue to undervalue what a great left tackle means to a team, injury concerns or no. Yeah, I mean, the left tackle, it protects the blind side of the quarterback. Most of the time, quarterbacks are right-handed. Left tackle, you know what I'm saying, it protects their blind side. If you don't have a good left tackle, you're going to get hung out to dry. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to have that much success. So, I mean, y'all know what it is, man. Y'all remember when, you know what I'm saying, when Brown was here? You know what I'm saying? Like, when he was out there, like, getting pushed and mauled over before Teron Armstead got here. Go Browns. Y'all can have him for real is a problem. The worst kind of NFL player you can be is one who is unaware of his own issues. I agree with that one. Jason. I agree with that one a lot. I don't want a guy that's just going to be a issue or a problem and mess up the camaraderie of a locker room. The only difference is I feel like the Saints have the type of leadership that'll be able to keep him in check. Dudes ain't going to be sitting up there, you know what I'm saying, just letting you run amok and, you know what I'm saying, lose your mind and stuff like that in the locker room. That's just not going to happen. And I think the Saints have some good leadership. I think they really do. Nola Baby says, who that, TJ? What's going on? John says, people hating on Odell, says he is a cancer, but we have a great locker room and great leaders. He'll be number one here. Yeah, I think that, number one, you want to go somewhere and you're winning. Like when you're young and you're probably playing in the league, you're probably just excited to be there. If you're starting to establish yourself as a player, but then when you start to like become like a really good player in the league and people start to recognize you for your talents, it becomes more about legacy after that. How you want to be remembered. Do you want to be remembered for a guy who, never did nothing, you know what I'm saying, never made no playoffs? Like you start thinking about, your legacy, like, can I go to a playoff team? Can I win a Super Bowl? Like, how would this make me look, when my career is over? Will I be eligible for the Hall of Fame? So you want to go somewhere where you can go somewhere and be successful and also be able to play on a bigger stage. So, I think he's starting to reach that age when he's 29 where, you're starting to look your football immortality right in the face. So how are you going to be remembered? Are you going to just be remembered for a guy who's blowing up on the sidelines because Josh Norman got in your head and one-hand catch? Like, hey, TJ, as long as Odell can keep his attitude in check, I am for him. I think he can be a big addition to our team, which will make all our receivers better. Yeah, I think so. I think he'll be a really good addition to the Saints. But, like I said, it has to be a smart decision. Don't sell the house, the cars, the kids, and the dog for him. Packers offered Odell the vet minimum. Also a lot of uncertain in Green Bay after this year. I don't think there's a factor. He'll be a third option in Kansas City offense, but could go to a Super Bowl any given year. Yeah. They haven't, like, I find it very funny and ironic and ridiculous that the Kansas City Chiefs would even be considering Odell Beckham Jr. the way and how pathetic that defense looked. I mean, they can't stop nobody right now. They can't stop anybody. It's just bad, man. So why would you even be looking at Odell? Like, offense is not your issue. It's the defense, So, I mean, but as far as Green Bay, I agree with that. Aaron Rodgers, he having issues with the organization. Don't know if he's going to come back. He's still upset that they drafted Jordan Love, which looked like a really bad decision right now. You have the Devontae Adams, he don't want to resign because he kind of showed that probably Aaron Rodgers ain't going to be there. So, they got some issues, man. So it's not a guarantee, but depends on what that contract deal. OBJ and Tommy Lee, the league would be in trouble. Oh, man, Tommy Lee Lewis, man. He going to find his way back to the Saints. Leslie says, who that? Keenan just said, TJ, we know about OBJ has the Packers, Saints, and Chiefs on his radar, but what do you believe is the most important to OBJ as far as on and off the field? Man, it's legacy. I'm telling you, man, like, dude making it off his name right now. Like, he hasn't really done anything for the last couple of years. Now, he's been hurt, but at the same time, man, like, what have you done? You know, like he hasn't done, like, it almost got to a point where you actually forgot this dude was in the league. Like, seriously, like you actually forgot that this dude was playing, because you had all these other receivers. You had Michael Thomas, you had Hopkins, you had Devontae Adams, you had Tyreek Hill, and all these guys. Even, you know what I'm saying, like you had Chris Godwin, Mike Evans, you know, you have Jefferson. You know what I'm saying? You got Jamar Chase out there doing things in Cincinnati. You got all these different guys around the league that are doing these different things and making noise. And it's like, man, you forget this dude exists. Like, I think Cleveland played the Cowboys last year, if I'm not mistaken. And Odell Beckham threw a pass down the field. And that was like, you know what I'm saying, like some type of trick play. And I was like, man, I forgot this dude was like actually playing. Like, seriously. You know, and there's no fault of his, you know, like, but I don't know what the issue is, but like I said, he been making it off his name. It has absolutely nothing to do, you know, with his talent. And right now it's just he lost. Missed one of my $5 chats from earlier and letting you know the NFL source just posted 35 minutes ago that the Saints are still pushing hard and offering things to OBJ. Hoodie Jube, thank you very much, man. I'm sorry about the donation miss. I'm having an issue with this tripod right now. You know what I'm saying? It's sliding up and down. So that's one of the reasons why I may have missed, you know, some of these donations. So I'm going to go scroll back up real quick. All right. He said I missed one of the $5 super chats. So let me see if I can scroll back up. And I apologize if I miss other people's. Like I said, this tripod is insane. So can't wait till I get home and I can use my mouse and it does what it wants. It does what I ask it to do. But this tripod here, man, is giving me the Kraft mac and cheese blues. Okay, so scrolling down. Let me see. Manny says I just gonna sign Josh Reynolds. Odell will leave us high and dry. Well, I mean, look, you got to do what's best for the team. It's not always about what's the most attractive situation. Saints may not have A-Rod, but we have a damn near equivalent in Sean Payton who will scheme him open with all his might. He'll be a cut number one and had a chance to be a hometown hero. Yeah, you know. Yeah, I mean, it's true. You know, like, man, dude, if he go to the Superdome and this dude do a who that chat, it'll sound like when Mark Ingram came back. You know, like that's the type of love he'll get. You know, when Mark Ingram ran that first, like he got that first catch and he ran for them 18 yards. Man, I thought the roof was about to blow off the Superdome, man. That's the type of love he'll get. Saints make the most sense in NOLA. He'll be a number one target. Kansas City and Green Bay already have a bunch of firepower. That is true. A-Rod going after this season, I believe that he will. Back to work, TJ. Always a pleasure. Y'all be good. Yeah, I'm going to take a few more, and then I'm going to go ahead and head out myself. But I do have to mention the sponsors of the State of the Saints podcast, which is manscaped.com, and wanted to talk a little bit about their brand new shampoo and conditioner and body wash products that they have available. They sent some to me this past weekend. I had an opportunity to, you know, try them out. Really good products. And you can get these on manscaped.com and use the promo code State of Saints. You'll save 20% off. Also want to thank the fine folks at the Pigskin Podcast Network for being one of the official media outlets of the State of the Saints podcast. And they're having a promotion with DraftKings right now, DraftKings.com. You deposit $1, right? You'll get $100 credit. All you have to do is use the promo code TPPN, okay? TPPN. For all those, just download the DraftKings app, deposit $1, give you $100 credit to any game that you want. So that's a really good deal for those that are on, they're into, gaming and, DraftKings and fantasy football or what have you. So check them out. Use that promo code TPPN. And once again, thank you to the fine folks at Manscaped. And they have a lot of stuff there, man. Very, very good products at Manscaped. TJ, I got disconnected. Did you answer my question about Camara seriously being hurt? No, I didn't. I didn't answer that question. If he is seriously hurt, like that, man, that's the season. That's your season right there. Seriously. Like, we can talk about all these other players and all these different things. If something happened to Alvin Kamara and he's out for an extended amount of time, that's your season right there. Like, he is the straw that stirs the drink. He is, as of right now, the face of the New Orleans Saints. And him being out will be a huge blow, and it's going to be, if the Saints make the playoffs this season, you got to be real. If the Saints make the playoffs, I don't think that there should be any other coach to be coach of the year than Sean Payton. Because the things the Saints have been through this season, it's just like everything just saying that it just ain't meant to be. But they press on and they play hard and, they do what they have to do. All the dancing and vibing we do in the locker room, OBJ will be right in the element. Yeah, I agree with that. Rodgers is leaving in free agency. OBJ going to will be a short term. Jameis is coming back, and he has the talent to stretch the field. Yeah, I agree. I think it pretty much, man. Jameis coming back. You know what I'm saying? Like Jameis is coming back. Like I can't see any other scenario as to why he wouldn't come back. What does this have to do with him playing with the pack? I don't know. I don't know if that's a question for me or somebody else. I don't know. I guess I would assume that Tony is talking about something. I guess like about Aaron Rodgers and all that kind of stuff leaving. Saints don't have a quarterback. They already have one problematic receiver in Thomas. I don't think that matters. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think it matters in the course of things. If you got a coach that can be able to reel people in and a team that you can rally around certain players, I don't think that's a problem. I'm pretty sure a lot of people in Tampa probably, wasn't happy when Antonio Brown got signed by him, but I haven't heard anything about Antonio Brown being an issue for them. So sometimes it's about who you have in the locker room that can help you solve these problems. Hi from Tallulah, Louisiana. Who that grandma is listening? And hi, Jerry. Going on. That's my mom right there. Shouts out to my mom, my grandmother, who's a card-carrying member of the Who Dat Nation since 1967. What's going on, grandmama? I hope you're feeling better. Love you. Let's see. Wu says, how come Dak Prescott broke his ankle and still came back faster than Mike T? Woo, boy. Hey, that's the right name right there, because that definitely made me say, woo, boy. I have no idea. I wish I had that answer for you, but I really do not know. I don't know what's going on with that. I don't know what the problem is. I don't know, man. I can't answer that question, but that's a very interesting question. OBJ coming home, it makes the most sense. We need a wide receiver. Yeah, and that's the understatement. I am from Tallulah also. Who that? Yeah, that's what that's my family in Tallulah, Louisiana. Let's see. Who that? Mama Carolyn Jones. Mama getting some love in the chat. Let's see. Aaron says broke bones is a whole other level than torn ligaments. That is true. That is true. Broken bones can heal those ligaments. They may not ever heal the way that you want to. That's why sometimes, when guys start to have their ligament damage, it's hard for them to come back, or they can't be that player that they once was. Tommy Lee just reminds me of the no-call Saints had that Super Bowl. Yeah. I wish, I feel like this is suffice, man. First off, rest in peace to Dean Stockwell. Some of y'all probably heard of the hit show Quantum Leap. He played this character called Al Calavici. He was a berserker, and Sam Beckett, who was played by Scott Bakula, he would travel and leap through time, and Al would actually, be that advisor for him. But I promise you there's a point for me to make this. But I wish that I was Sam Beckett, okay, that I can leap back to 2018 and I can leap into the body of Tommy Lee Lewis. on that wheel route, because I would definitely show him what he needed to do. Okay. I mean, when Nikel Roby-Coleman hit me, y'all would have thought I was dead. I'm dead serious. Like, I would have. Look, y'all would have thought that I got hit by Tyson Fury or Deontay Wilder or something. Y'all, I'm serious, man. Probably be like on Jerry Maguire when Cuba Gooding Jr. got hit. And then that's what I would have looked like. I wish I could have leaped into the body of Tommy Lee Lewis. I would have showed him how it was done. But look, I ain't got nothing against Tommy Lee Lewis. I mean, he's a poor man's Deontay Harris. You know, I feel like it's ironic that they wore the same number, because Deontay Harris definitely solidified the number 11 in my opinion. And you know, I mean, Tommy Lee Lewis, he is who he is. You know what I'm saying? He'll give you a play or two. But yeah, I would have showed him how it was done. You know, he got up too quick, and I get it, man. It's that whole machismo thing, right? You know, somebody hit you hard, you just get right back up like it didn't faze me. But man, y'all could have felt any way y'all wanted to feel about me. They would have had to carry me off the field. On a scale of 1 to 10, how likely do you think OBJ will end up a Houday? Who is a Houday? I know what a Houdat is. A Houday is the Bengals. I don't think he's going to the Bengals. But a Houdat, if I can put a percentage on it, or a scale, you said a scale of 1 to 10, I give it a 6. I think there's a 6. I won't say it's, you know, I won't give it a 5. I give it a 6. I just turned in, but I noticed the topic is OBJ. From the coach Payton says, there is no way financially correct. If I'm wrong, maybe I misunderstood. Willie, I think you were referring to the interview that was conducted a couple of days ago when he, and I'm talking OBJ, didn't clear waivers because, you know, they put like a certain number on OBJ. So a team, if they would have picked him up off waivers, they would have had to pay him, I want to say maybe like close to $8 million. So at that particular time, the Saints didn't have that type of capital, which a lot of teams, you know, wouldn't want to touch that, especially for a guy, you know, paying that type of tab and probably not going to be playing for your team next year. So they put it so it can make teams not want him so he can become an undrafted free agent. So when Sean Payton said that at that particular time, he was a little bit too rich for their blood. But now that he has cleared waivers, the Saints can actually pick him up and, you know, and don't have to pick up that $8 million tab. So that's what you were referring to, Willie. Quan says, I would love to see Camara, OBJ, Harris, and Thomas together for a year with Winston if I can get him. Who that? Yeah, that would be a good look because Dak got surgery on time and Mike didn't. Because Mike T tried to play on and during the season, Dak didn't. Look, man, I ain't trying to make this about Michael Thomas, man. You know, I know people mad about Michael Thomas. Some people think he quit on the team. That ain't my place to say what this dude has and has not done. You know, all I know is he's not here. And, you know, if the Saints want to make a playoff run, they're going to have to find some ways to get these receivers involved or get somebody that can come in and make some noise or be able to contribute to the team. Okay, I'm not going to talk about Michael Thomas. I don't know what's in Michael Thomas' head. I don't, you know, that's up to him and the team. Okay, so Ethan, thank you very much for the $19.99. I appreciate that. Saints want to play around with OBJ. He'll get released faster than a lead lineman or Andrews Pete. Well, Andrews Pete's still here. You know, he out for the season if I'm not mistaken, but he's still here. What makes New Orleans Saints a good spot for OBJ to consider? Well, look, let me tell you this. I just think that from an offensive standpoint, I just think that the New Orleans Saints will just help him resurrect his career. It will make his, you know, it will make people remember how good he actually is, because one thing Sean Payton does is he knows how to get the best out of players, no matter if they're the most mediocre players that you're ever going to see, no matter if they're blessed with so much God-given ability is coming up out their pores. He does a really good job at getting guys in positions to succeed. And I think that with Odell Beckham Jr., he's going to use him in a variety of ways, and he'll be able to make things more exciting and innovative for him because OBJ actually come in, you know what I'm saying, and Sean Payton have a game plan for him. Many times that players say they come into the facility, they'll walk past Sean in the hallway, and he'll say, man, I got something cooking up for you. and you get them all excited and hyped up. So I just think that it's always going to have OBJ competitive juices flowing. Guys of that type of level, they like to get their ego stroked, so to speak. And I just think that Sean Payton can be that right guy for him. This is an opportunity for Odell Beckham Jr. to get back into that conversation of being one of the top receivers in the league. You come to the New Orleans Saints team. You don't have to worry about if you're going to be the number one. You will be the number one, and you're going to go somewhere where somebody can utilize your talent to the fullest, the fullest of your ability. So it's a win for me if you're a Saints fan. It'll be a win if you're OBJ. So that's what I feel. That's what I feel. It goes way beyond him just coming and playing at home. Like, I'm just being serious. Like, it comes way before that. It has a lot to do with what he can actually bring to the field and what Sean Payton can get out of him on the field. I've already read that one. I'm still mad. Tommy Lee already read that one too. He jumped right up like nothing happened. Yeah, man, I wouldn't have did that. Y'all would have thought your boy was dead. I'm so serious. Y'all would have thought, like, what happened to him, man? Tommy Lee, man. What happened to him? Shoot, I would have been like, shoot, look, y'all go get my mama. Get my mama out the crowd so she can come beat on my chest like I'm Tommy, get up. Get up. Shoot, I would have made them throw that flag. Like, personal foul, pass interference. Shoot. They would have had to get me off there, man. Let me see. Well, Tommy probably didn't flop because he knew the refs wouldn't make the obvious call. Man, look, if he would have, how bad that would have made the NFL look if Nickel Roby-Coleman would have hit Tommy Lee Lewis and he would have laid down on the ground. Huh? Like, seriously, do you know how bad that would have looked if he would have stayed down on the ground and they ain't throw no flag? Do you know how bad that would have made the NFL look? There's no way in the world that a referee wouldn't have threw that flag. Like, seriously, if he would have acted as if he was out cold, there's no way. There was no way. No way. Marquez and Harris ain't scrubs, but they showed play like scrubs last Sunday. Look, I don't want to say that they're not scrubs. They just stink. You know what I'm saying? Like, they not Harris. Harris, yeah, okay. But when I think about it, when I was going in, I said they stink. Okay, they stink in a form of a rotation, right? You know what I'm saying? What they are, what they represent, what they can actually do. They stink, okay? And if we're talking about other teams, other wide receivers, if you're comparing the Saints wide receivers to other NFL teams, they stink, okay? They can make some plays, okay? Few and far in between, all right? Like, it's like I said this last time. It shouldn't be like a Bigfoot sighting or a Loch Ness monster sighting. It shouldn't be like that. I can't put you as you know what I'm saying, like good or decent when I only see you every loony eclipse, right? Like, you'll catch a pass for 10 yards and I don't see you again till the fourth quarter when they probably nickel and diamond in this garbage time. Like, nah. Like, if we're talking about compared to other NFL teams and their receiver corps, they stink. It's just as simple as that, okay? They scrubs in that regard. Okay, can you probably find some other wide receivers that they're better than? Absolutely. But I'm talking about as a staff, organization, and mother-loving crew, they stink. Let's see. TJ, a report just dropped. There's a firm belief that OBJ signs with the Saints. Well, look, I've been talking to y'all since 2:14 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So any news that comes across the pond, I really don't know about. So I appreciate you keeping me up to date on that, Ken Arthur. Hopefully, those reports are true. JJ the plug says, TJ, we will not win another game if we don't sign OBJ. I'm sorry, it's just the truth. I disagree with that. I disagree. I don't think that we're not going to not win any games just because I believe in the team. I believe in the team. They better find a number one receiver from somewhere. The who that need receiver help real bad. Yeah, it is pretty bad out here. I won't say they ain't gonna win no more games. I don't want to go that far. I won't go that far, but yeah, it will be an uphill climb for him. TJ Camara is out this Sunday. We about to lose 30-0. Oh man. Well, the thing about this is, at least you're going up against a Tennessee Titans team that tries to muddy up the field, right? So you can kind of counteract that with a decent running game. And it's not like the Tennessee Titans defense is just all world or something like that. So who that family Odell with a solid organization like the Saints is a perfect foundation for him and his career. I still be laying there. Yeah, for real. They'll have to put some outline chalk for your boy. JJ the plug. TJ would have been laid out on the ground like Rod Tidwell. Man, you ain't lying. Definitely. For real, man. They would. Like you said, I would have still been there. They're just second stringers. Yeah. I mean, you can't ask these guys to do more than what they, saying, like they can do. And I feel like it's crazy that sound. It's just not fair. None of those guys were ever designed to be the guy. OBJ will not sign with the Saints. He wants to play for a contender this season. We're not contending for anything, maybe a wild card spot, but barely. I mean, that's hard to dispute at this particular time if you're looking at the situation. I understand the way you feel. I just rather let the season pan out. The Bigfoot sign comparison kill me every time. For real, man. Like you can't just be looking for the guys, like seeing them every now and then. You gotta show up, man. You gotta show up every week. Who that, TJ? If you want to come somewhere, the quarterbacks ain't all on TV talking about the shot, all in the office cussing out the GM. Come to the Saints, my Suge Knight boy. Yeah, man. I mean, look. I'm not one of those. I'm not one of those. Anti-vaccination people. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm one of those people that's vaccinated, but people have a choice to believe what they want to believe, and I just, me personally. I don't want to say I don't care. I just think that we just get too involved with what other people doing. You know what I'm saying? Like it's their choice. And that man went on TV and basically said it was his choice. And people up here, the only issue that I have with it is the way that the NFL handled that situation. Right? It's just the way the NFL handled the situation. How the Saints got fined $500,000 last season and got a draft pick relinquished. And then you have Aaron Rodgers who only lost $14,000. Now think about this, folks. Think about this, right? Alvin Kamara goes into a facility or brings somebody in there, if I'm not mistaken. They said that wasn't authorized, right? Let's just say, for example, that person does not, does not affect the team, does not have COVID or whatever like that. You know what I'm saying? Or the person has been vaccinated, which I think they said that they did, but I don't know, but they was in a facility. Aaron Rodgers, week after week after week, lied about being vaccinated and going on the field, and not using the right precautions. That's what I got a problem with. I feel like what he did was way more dangerous than what Alvin Kamara did. You know what I'm saying? Like, because you don't know your situation, and I'm pretty sure the way that he talks, he didn't really care about, who was coming in contact with. I don't think he used those type of precautions. That's just me. I feel like what he did was more reckless. And I feel like he should have been fined more, even if he was supposed to get suspended a game or fined more. That organization knew, the NFL knew, and they covered it up. But that's one of the main reasons I got a problem, because people get mad at Saints fans when we talk about the NFL has it out for us, the referees, how they get fined and all these different things they try to pop the Saints with. And we say these things, but then all of a sudden we see situations like this, or we see other teams dancing in the locker room with no mask on last season, and we see Aaron Rodgers doing stuff like this, and he just getting slaps on the wrist. We see people like Robert Kraft getting popped in massage parlors, and we see these type of things going on here, and nothing happens to these individuals, nothing happens to the organization. But if the Saints have somebody, on camera You know what I'm saying? Like them, they violated. Here come this big old fine. It's not fair. Like it's not right. Right. I want to say, I think somebody said that CD Lamb got fined $20,000 last week. I want to say because I don't know if he had some socks or he had them like I can't remember what the fine was, but he got fined $20,000. He got fined more for that than a guy putting other people's health in risk, at risk at that particular time, or what the world sees that. So that's what I got a problem with. Well, you do whatever you want to do. Like, look, it's your life. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you come and you do the research and you feel like it's not in your best interest, fine. It's not my place to tell people that, okay? You give yourself you give people the information, the science, or what have you, to thine own self be true, right? You know what I'm saying? Be true to yourself. Do what's best for you. Don't do it, do it for whatever reason you want to, but I just feel like that just wasn't right. I mean, you're going to find a team for that. Man, I think he did more damage than what Alvin Kamara did. I mean, I could be wrong. What's up, TJ? Keep doing what you do as 100. Tell it like it is. Appreciate that, man. Saints need to do whatever they can to sign OBJ, or this season is a wash. Yeah. I don't call it a wash, man. I don't know, man. I'm just still optimistic, man. The season's still going on. I agree we're not contenders this year. How can you say we're not contenders, man? I just don't understand it. Like I don't get it. I don't get it, man. Like we on a losing streak. We only lost one game. But I understand, like I said, you lose Jameis, you lose Mike Thomas. Now, Alvin Kamara out. I don't know the status of CJ Gardner-Johnson yet. I mean, you got all these different injuries, and you only just think, man, it's just so much the Saints going to be able to take. But I still believe in this team, man. And I'm going to believe to them until week 18 is over. And if they're in the playoffs, then I'm going to believe in them from that time on. TJ, I agree 100%. We get the worst deal every time. We definitely do. And, other people, they don't care. That's why they make fun of it. They don't look at it. They don't look at it from a objective standpoint. They look at it like, oh, man, I don't like your team. This happened to y'all. Ha, ha, ha. But if you look at the discrepancy and the injustices, that take place, when it comes to the fines and handing out discipline in the NFL, you will see that, it's not fair. Packers and Chiefs don't have a number 2. Goodell has it out for Payton after Bounty. He's done so many shady things to the Saints since the season that it's ridiculous. Goodell needs to get over his obsession with us. Is weird. Yeah. Well, I don't know. I just can't explain how can somebody lie about being vaccinated. The league know you lying. Team know you lying. And don't say that y'all didn't know, because I'm pretty sure you had to have some type of documentation of that. And if you did have documentation, if he forged that, then we're looking at something way more than a fine, because you have individuals out there who have gotten arrested for forging, vaccination cards, right? People selling, vaccination cards on the dark web, and individuals getting caught. Yeah, they getting jail time for that. So if he gave a false documentation, then we talking about something way more than a fine there, buddy. Read a few more, then we'll get out of here. I still believe too, TJ. Headed to Nashville this weekend to show my support. Who that? Let's see. TJ, did I miss something, or are we not 5-3? You would think that we not, But I get it, man. We know how it is as Saints fans, man. Like, it's not good when they lose, okay? And we start to panic every time they lose, no matter what the record is, because we expect for the bottom to drop. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. The Saints might end up losing some games. Hell, they might go on a 5-6 game winning streak. We don't know, man. All we can do is just stay tuned and just be optimistic, That's all you can do. I mean, regardless, we still going to be talking about it. We still going to be on the state of the Saints. We still going to be making comments. So let's just expect, the best and trust this organization, see what they do, When it comes to fines in NFL, our Saints 8 on 0 tolerance. Yeah, they definitely going to fine the Saints. TJ, that's why I don't show compassion for other fans when they get a bad call. That's because it calls them a game. I call them crybabies just like they did us. Well, I'm gonna call a spade a spade. If it ain't right, it ain't right. I don't care if you're the Falcons. I don't care if you're the Bucks or even the Panthers. You know what I'm saying? If it ain't right, it ain't right. But I do understand why people would feel the way that you do, though. You know, I really do. I understand that, you know, and you got a lot of people that feel that way. You know, they say, you know, ain't no fun when the rabbit have the gun. Ain't that old saying? It ain't fun, right? When it happening to you, it ain't fun, but it's a barrel laugh when it happened to me. TJ, prior to that loss, we won 3 straight. You would think that we didn't. Notice how right after we played Green Bay, the entire team and coach got COVID. Man, I see where you're going there, Ryan. I see where you're going there, Ryan. Yeah, that's kind of crazy, ain't it? That's weird. Interesting stuff. Could be the Green Bay Packers with the shady activities that's going on. People lying about vaccinations. Could it be other players that, you know, wasn't practicing social distancing, not doing the right things, even though they are vaccinated? Talking all up in players' faces. Interesting. TJ, man, the Bears got screwed out of that game. The refs set that up completely. Yeah, man. I'm seeing a lot of, you know, stuff about these celebration calls and these taunting calls and all that kind of stuff there. I just, you know, to me, football is such an emotional sport. Like, how can you not celebrate? Right? You play flag football right now, you catch a pass over a guy you want to celebrate, you excited. You know what I'm saying? Like, so imagine, you know, you out there making millions of dollars to make plays, right? I mean, come on, man. Like, seriously. You expect for these guys to hold all that composure in? I just think that's just the dumbest rule ever. You know, like, and honestly, to me, if you notice, they're trying to find more and more ways to dictate a game. You know, like, they're finding more and more ways to try to dictate the game. And I just think that it's a matter of time before, you know, Las Vegas really be heavily involved in these football games and, you know, some things really pop off. Seriously. I hope so, bro. Did we not come back and beat the Super Bowl champs? I think that's what we did. Got to get off that. That's something happened to the Cardinals coaches after they played Green Bay too. That's interesting. That's interesting, man. Yeah, but why would not go for the 2-point conversion? Are we talking about last week? They went for it twice if we talking about the same thing, Brian. TJ, that ref hip checked the player while holding on to the flag. He was finding a reason to throw it. I'm telling you, man, like, they finding more and more ways, you know, they finding more and more ways to try to get these guys, you know, involved in the game. Ryan Clark gave the best analogy on NFL Live about disagreeing in the taunting rule. Yeah, I seen that, man. I seen Ryan Clark give his, you know, I seen him talk a little bit about it. I mean, he got a good point. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is a guy that's speaking from experience. Like, he's been out there. He understands the emotions of the game. And I don't feel like, just like him, I don't feel like referees need to be involved in it. Saints really should be 7-1. The Saints need to be more consistent. Yeah, I think that's the biggest issue with the Saints, not talent, just consistency. Why didn't Chicago go for the 2-point conversion? I didn't even watch the game. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. What did I do on Monday? I don't even remember. Like, I'm serious, man. I didn't even watch the game. I think I probably was like watching TV with my wife or something like that. I don't know, man. But I was doing something and I didn't watch the game. I didn't watch the game. So I heard about it, you know, but I didn't watch it. But all in all, man, Odell Beckham Jr., I mean, the clock is still ticking, still hasn't made a decision just yet. If he does come to the Saints, I think it would be a good fit for him. I think the Saints can do some things with him. I think that he can really contribute to the team and really address the issue that has been a little bit of an issue the entire season. I don't say a little bit. It's been a really big issue this entire season. You have to get credit where credit is due for the Saints to try to hold down the fort this long. You know what I'm saying? To remove water from the boat that's been sinking for a few weeks. They still have found ways to win. And that's what you want from your team, right? You know what I'm saying? There's different ways that you can do, you know, there's different ways that you can eat a fish, you know what I'm saying, or cook a fish rather. You know what I'm saying? You can fry it, you can saute that thing. You know what I'm saying? Like there's different ways you can do it, and the Saints showed that there's different ways that you can win. But it's just a matter of time before, you know, that kind of stuff catches up with you. I mean, you have a tough stretch where you have some elite competition that's coming your way. You got to play Tampa again. The Buffalo Bills are nothing to sneeze at. The Miami Dolphins, they're tough, you know what I'm saying, even though, you know, they've been having some struggles. I mean, you still have to play the Cowboys, even though I don't like them. They played pretty well, even though they lost to Denver. I expect for them to bounce back. So you have all these different teams that you have to go up against, and you have to be able to match that firepower. And if you don't have a player, you know, on your team, you know what I'm saying, that can be able to demand a double team and also be able to win on those one-on-one situations, you're going to be in trouble. And I don't want to see that for the New Orleans Saints. If the Saints go down, I hope that they'll go down swinging, even if they get knocked out in the process. But thank you all so much for checking out the State of the Saints podcast. Really do appreciate it. Be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel, youtube.com, search The State of the Saints podcast, facebook.com, search The State of the Saints podcast. We have previous episodes available to you on iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Anchor FM. Really do appreciate you all's time. Thank you once again to all those that donated. Make sure that you inbox me, email me candidates for the gift cards that will be given out this holiday season on for Thanksgiving. Want to get those out, man, probably by the 18th, so they can get there to those destinations by the time Thanksgiving comes. So let me know. I'll make the decision. Probably going to be next. Well, not probably. It's going to be this coming Sunday. We'll do it for the post-game show. I'll announce the winners of the gift cards, and only thing I ask those individuals to do is to send me that information. So if you know somebody right now, man, you want to bless them this holiday season, know they're going through a tough time, heck, it can be you. You know, like, you don't have to just be somebody. It can be you. You know what I'm saying? Like, just send me the information, you know, and, you know, I have, you know what I'm saying, other people, you know what I'm saying, make a decision. I have a great team around me, you know what I'm saying, and we'll come to that conclusion, and hopefully we can bless somebody this holiday season. And also, we're going to be doing something in December, you know what I'm saying, for Christmas as well. And I have something organized so we all can, you know, donate to some needy families out there. Thank you all so much. Take care. And like always, all I got to say is,